Hi, I'm here at Birches, just having a little look around. We've got new grazers and we've set out a plan for the next 5 years for the fields that are going to be pasture, the fields that are going to be hay, and which fields are going to have seed from the richer areas strewn on them to further enhance the site. I'm just here in Coppice Field, which has been pastured. Let's take a look around. These pastures really complement the mature hedgerows, woodland and the hay meadows. On balance, the hay meadows are richer for nectaring plants, support a huge amount of invertebrate life at the height, but they've been cut now, so they've taken really pretty much everything away. The mix of the pasture, hedgerow and hay meadow here at Birches greatly increases its richness and makes it far better for wildlife. And that's only possible on sites that are bigger in size, and that's why we're striving to create a wilder Herefordshire by expanding our estate and buying land next to existing reserves and in strategic locations in our living landscapes. We've got loads of Dyer's greenweed here, which is a great plant which characterises these more acidic acid on the side of neutral type grasslands that we find here so close to the Welsh border. The structure in this meadow is fantastic. It's been pastured early on and the cows have been taken off. It's alive with the chirruping of grasshoppers and the buzzing of bees. The cows will come back on later and we'll try and ensure that there's flowering plants into September if the weather allows, and then we'll leave tussocks for vertebrates to overwinter in, but try and take down some areas nice and tight. That should set us up well for the next growth season. So now we're in one of the fields we've cut for hay. Nice clean cut, dry weather, 4-foot bales. Let's go around the hedge that we laid, looking over the next hedge to the neighbours who are now grazing the site. We come to an uncut patch here. We've left this because it's quite rushy, but it is still holding quite a lot of flowering plants. And again, we'll cut this in late spring, so it gives space for mammals and invertebrates to overwinter. That then backs on to a small copse where we've carried out some cyclical scrub management. And again, that massively adds to the diversity of the site. So now we're in the back field where this year we've done some green hay strewing. We've taken hay from the richest meadow and spread it on this back one here. What we've done is run over a harrow to create some bare ground. It's just a light power harrow, it hasn't gone deep, it's just enough to give the seed bare soil contact. It's always slightly nerve-wracking doing these sorts of operations, but we're following the science and the best practice guidance. And we know it's worked from sites we've done elsewhere. While this field wasn't the poorest in the grand scheme of things, we certainly felt that as a site that was designated as a triple SI in 2014 and a site that we bought to restore and enhance, there was scope to make it richer. What we'd really like to spread around the site is the green-winged orchid. They flower in abundance in wood meadow, but they aren't found in the other fields. We've managed to spread species like the Dyer's greenweed around by casting seed and scuffing it in by hand, but the green-winged orchid is confined to only around 10 sites in Herefordshire, so we'd like to get a really good strong population across the whole site. It's very much a plant of unimproved grasslands and especially hay meadows, and where it does take hold it can normally do so in great number, so we've got our fingers crossed for good results. We harvested some of that seed by hand earlier in the year and have put that around, but the disturbance of the ground should give that the ability to sort of germinate. What we're looking to bring in with the strewn green hay is more in the way of hay rattle, common spotted orchid, and species like that. So we'll be doing some monitoring next year to see what results these yield. What we really need now is a little sprinkling of rain to help this seed germinate. This only went down this morning, and then in 2 to 3 weeks time livestock will be brought on site and we'll graze this. That'll help take the grass cover up that we can see here, and hopefully just leave the seed. It's not a bad thing if some of the seed is eaten by the stock, because that then gets passed through and deposited in a fertilizer rich package, which can in some instances facilitate germination.